Hello everyone and welcome to the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. So here we go, I'm joined by Artos.
Hey.
And Beyond.
Hello there.
And yeah, Abu Dhabi, very technical circuit. You've got the high-speed first sector, you've got the second sector which is quite bad on the tires, and you've got a street circuit type third sector. It's going to be very tough for the drivers. Anyway, this is how qualifying went on. Here's Ryan LET3.
Welcome to the qualifying comparison for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have Beyond and Silver Arrow giving us a lap of the Yas Marina circuit. They're both now coming towards turn 1 at the 100 metre board. Silver Arrow decides to stay in third while Beyond dropped into second, as they're now going to be going up now towards turns 2 and 3, completely flat corners in 6th gear, as they're going to be now braking for the first crucial braking zone of turns 5 and 6. Silver Arrow taking the entry in 2nd gear but drops it to 1st, whereas Beyond took that both in 1st gear. Coming into turn 7, Beyond takes a nice line through that corner where Silver Arrow went a bit wide, as they're now going to be both coming down the straight now, and they are both almost identical coming down the straight towards the heavy braking zone of turn 8. Going to be getting over 200 miles an hour at this stage of the lap, as they're going to be braking at the 150 metre board, both taking this in 1st gear. Beyond takes a bit more curb than Silver Arrow, and Arrow takes a very nice exit as he will just slightly pip Beyond at this point, as they're going to be coming now to start the final sector, the technical part of the circuit. Now coming into turn 11 they will come, both going to be dropping it down the low gears. Silver Arrow takes it in 2nd gear to give him the advantage of more traction out of this corner, whereas Beyond will have less traction. Coming through 14 they both take it nicely. Beyond may just have tapped the curb a bit, which will slow him down. Through 15 they go, which is completely flat. Turn 16 is the braking marker for this turn 17, as they're going to be going under the hotel now. Arrow takes a beautiful line through that sector, and once again, nicely there, full-on aggression from Silver Arrow, as they're going to be going to turns 20 now. It's down to 3rd gear they both go, and the final corner, 21, the marker is the safety car line, as they're going to be taking it through 2nd gear, and Silver Arrow will beat Beyond by less than a tenth of a second on that lap. So here's the grid then for this race at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi for the AOR League race, and Sol Mackett in the Ferrari took pole position with a 138.713 on the soft tyre, with Multi 21 in the Toro Rosso only 1900ths of a second back to take a very reasonable time. In 3rd, as we just saw, Silver Arrow 33 in the Mercedes was 2 tenths back, with Beyond in 4th place 4 tenths back. In 5th we have Sorbetto in the Lotus 6 tenths behind. In 6th we have Artos in the McLaren Mercedes. 7th we have Johnny in the Sauber, nearly a second off the pace. 8th we have Scotch Tape 20 in the Red Bull, and Kiku in the Mercedes with the only time set on the prime and the medium compound tyre, 1.3 seconds back, so that is reasonable time there from Kiku. 10th we have SHX in the Ferrari. Duck 31511 is in 11th in the Williams. Hamish is in 12th in the Lotus, nearly 2 seconds off the pace. MW Modify is in 13th with 2.9 seconds off the pace, and M3 Ron is in 14th and last place on the field in the Force India, 4.2 seconds back. We have a 14-man grid, and now let's head out onto the track for race time.
Thank you Ryan for the qualifying comparison. Now here we go, time for the race as we switch from Silver Arrow to Kiku. And
yeah, riding on board Beyond here. Kiku now.
First light goes out.
We wanted to get a good start here.
5 lights, and away we go for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 2 races to go after this, and here we go. Beyond gets an awesome start, passing Multi on the outside into T1.
Now we're running along with Kiku here, down in 9th. Ooh, bit of contact between drivers here. There's SHX on his inside, and now we're with AOR Hamish. He's getting caught up in that a bit, raising his hand in frustration there.
Yeah, however, not bad start considering starting in 11th, now up into 8th, as we got Silver Arrow in 2nd, Multi in 3rd, Beyond in 4th. And coming up to the hairpin now, one of the hardest corners on the track to get right, because it's so easy to spin up your tyres.
Yeah, Hamish just getting a couple of cars on the inside net. Now he's in the slipstream of Artos. He's hauling him in down the straight. Does he have enough speed to take him?
Well, I don't know, we'll find out. You're going at about
Ooh, he's getting
205 miles an hour. Artos lagging ever so slightly, not going to affect anything is in this battle going around the outside. Possibly, no, he's not going to be able to have it. Soberto is teammate in 7th behind, so a good haul of points at the moment for the Lotus team.
Yeah, Kiku here, Sorbetto. Oh, he's taking him down the inside. He's on the outside for this next one. No, he can't make it stick. Just trying to follow him through this final sector here, try and get a good run out of the final corner and maybe into sector 1 and the beginning of sector 2.
As we're on board now with Beyond, come up to turn 17 now. Oh, a little bit wide. He's going to lose valuable time against Silver Arrow. The third. It's going to be interesting how they play this, because I'd be very surprised if Beyond keeps Multi behind him, especially as Multi is likely to have a pace, because Multi is fighting for the championship with the guys in 1st and 2nd. This is a nightmare result really at the moment for Multi. However, 4th isn't going to harm his championship hopes too much, considering he's 37 points ahead.
Yeah, but it's some good motivation. As Artos goes wide there and Hamish just takes him on the inside. Easy move there. But now Artos will have the slipstream for the next sector as we ride on board with SHX. Ooh, no. The Scotch tape 20 there, taking a wide line.
And
Prix closing up.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's very close. SHX did a good job not to tap the back of Scotch tape and just, take him out now. Here we go, main straight. Beyond's ahead. Multi's not going to have DRS this lap, he's going to have it next lap. If providing he's still behind. Oh no, look, he's done a sensible thing and
he's let him through there.
Multi passed. As someone's going to try and move it. That's Hamish who's just taken out Beyond.
Wow.
Oh gosh, wow.
Oh dear.
Well, hopefully we're going to get some replays of that, and yes we are. We've got Kiku's view here. Let's see what happens. You can sort of see what happens, and Artos and Hamish getting very close. Don't know if they touch or not. But anyway, we see from Beyond's view we didn't get much, and from SHX's view also I don't think we're going to see that much. We might do. We can just see that. Anyway, let's see. Anyway, he's going to gain some positions, surely. Lightning reactions there. Fernando Alonso reactions in that Ferrari. As we go on to Hamish's view, let's see what happens here. So braking relatively normal and just getting tapped from behind. However, on Artos' screen, he was quite a few meters back from Hamish. So unfortunately, that's just a lag in F1 2013, which drivers have to deal with. On board now with Beyond, 8th place. From 4th to 8th, that is not a good start. Beyond, what were your views on that at that point during the race?
It was very frustrating. I think a little bit of lag there ultimately playing into that. But some great reactions there, especially from SHX, who's been it's very, very late braking.
Yeah.
Been very interesting to see. And right now, both Silvaro looks at Zomaka almost doing a Vel, pulling away at the moment.
Yeah, he is. He's been away by quite a margin. Hamish going purple. Not that that means anything. On that Prix is going to get DRS. And is he? Oh, well, we don't cut until he gets to the DRS out line, so we can't see. So Kiku in 6th behind Sorberto and Artos.
Yeah, he's trying to make a move on, I think that's Multi 21 ahead. Side by side down this straight. Should we see if he gets a move done? Braking, 100 meter board, and he's on the inside, and he does take the position. So Multi 21 down in 4th there. Sorbeto in 5th and Kiku in 6th.
So he's looking for a very healthy amount of points for Toro Rosso to, so well, haven't actually, oh dear, who's out that Scotch tape going wide? They haven't necessarily wrapped up the constructors because it's still quite close, but
yeah, ooh.
They're doing quite well. Hamish lagging a tiny bit, and no, he's not able to get it done. Beyond outbreaks himself just a tiny bit. Hamish is going to have a possibly better line. Yes, he does. Yeah. Let's see what this is like.
Taking a lot of curve through here, and he nearly loses the back end there. Ooh, very, very good reactions to keep that car on the road there from AOR Hamish. But now he's going to be behind just a tad for this first sector, which means he may not be able to get moved. But of course, he will probably have DRS on the next straight.
Yeah, I mean, and this track and the next track, which is America, they're the hardest tracks really to keep the car on the road, especially in this first sector. You can just see, Hamish trying to get out of the slipstream because it is so bad, this first sector. It doesn't really affect the cars anywhere else in the in the rest of the lap, apart from that first sector. But yeah.
Yeah, Hamish just having a peek down Beyond's inside there, as Beyond only using half his curves, so I think he's planning ahead to maybe use it on the second straight if Hamish manages to get past him. And we see from his point of view now he's just ducking into the inside. Can he get?
Here we
those
go.
done?
Switching to Beyond.
Switch to Beyond.
He's
Ooh,
gonna
very
have
close
a,
there.
ooh. And oh dear, Hamish has just went flying off the track. And
Maybe
you can
yeah.
see lag again playing into this race, which is very unfortunate for all the drivers because
Ooh, as,
yeah.
Kiku gives a tap to Multi-21 there, and Multi-21 loses connection, and Kiku gets a penalty, so...
that
well,
penalty is going to be removed by the stewards, I believe. So Kiku's not going to keep that penalty. He's going to keep where he finishes.
As he goes very wide into there and loses a position to Beyond there. And also Scotch Tape having a look round his outside. Is he going to lose more than one position? No, he's not. He's going to close the door on him.
Have a...
Yeah, very... Yeah,
go on Beyond.
Huge news really there with Multi-21 disconnecting there. Huge implications not only for himself for the championship, but for the constructors. As we three cars trying to go around that corner there. That's never going to work.
Unfortunately, losing out there, going very wide, but
And I
also gaining
think
position.
we've lost Hamish. Where is he? Is he in the pits? He might be in the pit. Yes, Hamish is in the pit. As SHX loses his front wing, we see Hamish just exiting the pit there. Actually, this is one of the hardest pit exits on the game. Almost as well as easily as hard as Singapore. But you know, it's very easy. Just to lose an end plate, and an end plate now is about half a second a lap, especially around the high-speed tracks. Anyway. Yeah. So
we have Silver Arrow down in 7th now. Has he pitted? I think he must have done because he's on the white wall tyre,
he's
which
on
is of course the
prime
primes.
tyres.
So he's pitted there. Zomacker ahead of him, maybe getting held up. No, he's way too far behind.
Talking about the primes, Kiku, due to various incidents.
SHX locking up big time and going straight into the wall in the runoff area. So
losing those wings has surely destroyed his little bit of his race there. SHX Hamish takes a place easy.
Yeah. Anyway, like Beyond was saying, multi losing connection is a massive, that's going to play a massive role in the championship because as it stands, I think it will be 8 and 7 points between his rivals, which means it's virtually a race to win for another driver to win the drivers' championship at least, and the constructors, which means that who's in second at the moment? I think it's Mercedes. Is that
Mercedes,
right?
yeah, in second place in the constructors.
As beyond pits.
Let me just check. Yes, it is Mercedes. Mercedes are on 309 points currently, with Toro Rosso on 325. So, if the Mercedes drivers can get a good result here, then they're going to be really within, a good shout of taking the constructors' title this year. And Multi-21 disconnecting means that there's a lot more chance for the drivers behind him to maybe pip him in the championship, because there's only 9 points in the top 3, so anything could happen still this season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kiku currently leading for Mercedes, who hasn't pitted, starting the prime tyres. Have these tyres should really. I mean, I'm surprised he's only going to lap 6. You can get option tyres to last this long, I think. Or at least end of lap 5 for options. So I'd be surprised if he comes in now. I'm guessing probably lap 7 or 8 he's going to want to come in, because that's going to affect him later on in the race. Especially that he has to take an option set of tyres as Zomacker goes up the inside. So he's not going to get that
Beyond
point.
here with Artos up the road, maybe a couple of seconds up the road. There we go, 2.3. And Hamish 1.2 seconds behind him, so Beyond's got a little bit of a gap as Artos is going down the inside. So unfortunately, we didn't get to see that, as Zomacker going very wide and allowing Kiku to sneak through.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Zomacker, because that means he's going to get held up, and also Silver Arrow possibly is going to be able to pass him.
Yeah,
that's quite a possibility.
Hamish
Silver
Kiku in
Arrow
the pits
comes
now
in
on lap 7.
Yes, Kiku.
Oh, it's a silver arrow. Oh no,
Yes,
it's
I
Kiku,
know.
yes.
Yeah.
My mistake.
You've got the
His tyres didn't look actually that bad, but I think he was just precautionary.
playing it safe.
Kiku, silver arrow now, isn't it? Taking a
Over
chasing down
that-
Zomacker ahead of him.
Well, there's always a possibility that he's going to do more stops than everyone else, so therefore he doesn't need to go on for tyres as long as he can, and he can just push for the whole race.
Yeah, maybe, but if you're doing more stops, you've really got to have a significant pace advantage over the rest of the field,
Yeah.
which, unfortunately, I don't think Kiku quite has at the moment. Beyond down in 5th. AOR Hamish trying to get past Madify. Oh, sorry, my bad. Beyond's in 4th here. As
Oh, here
Hamish,
we go.
ooh,
Ooh,
bit of a
lifting up the
hang on the
hand.
exit there, but
Yeah,
ooh,
it's not going to
and
affect too
Madify
much.
is
He's
going to stay behind,
able to.
and
I think he's
Hamish
got,
has got
DRS as
there,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go. You can see that he's got DRS and easily going to pull ahead from Madify, closing and slowing on Beyond. And Madify is going to have a possible look at the inside as we.
Is Kiku right on board now? Madify maybe losing another space potentially. Drawing level
Yeah.
now. Can he outbrake him? Yes, easily. Oh, he might have a break. Corner, which means he's going to lose time to Madify behind him. Run on board with Hamish now, taking the curves very aggressively. Left hand here, you don't want to get on the outside curve because it can easily spin you off.
Yeah.
Following Beyond here.
Beyond, what were your thoughts of sort of coming into the race?
Oh,
Oh dear,
There's-
and
Arthur's having a bit
unfortunately
of trouble there.
there,
I think in hindsight,
FPS.
yeah, he had a very bad FPS lag, which meant that his race basically was effectively ruined.
Destroyed.
He was up in 4th, but yeah,
Yeah.
very unlucky for him.
For Artos and Hamish and no, not Multi, Artos and Hamish, really the only two drivers looking forward to this race. I know the Toro Rosso guys, they definitely weren't looking forward to this race, as Silver Arrow and Zomacker knew they had got a large pace advantage. What were your thoughts beyond going into this race, because you knew that, you know, it's not a race you expected to get too many points, because I don't think you're too keen on this track, are you?
Practicing through the whole week, it was very difficult to keep up with the pace. It was quite early on. The Zomacker was far ahead of both of us, and try and bridge that gap, it was quite hard to get it. It was unfortunate with Multi disconnecting, so it was left with me to try and battle on to get some more points, even points against Mercedes. So just trying to maximise the result really, and get the max points I could.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Toro Rosso, their goal was more to try and salvage as many points as they can. They knew they had a good shot at. Oh dear, and you see Hamish going
Hamish
wide,
going
and we get a
very wide.
replay now of Kiku's view of that. Let's see, and you can see him going wide. Is Kiku going to potentially get the place?
Maybe
No,
Place
he isn't.
cutting the curbs very aggressively. You're not really meant to do that. And Silver Arrow in 2nd here, going missing his apex very slightly on the curve. That's not going to help his braking, but he hits his apex nicely.
Yeah, there we go. And he's still behind Zomac, even though Zomacker went extremely wide and allowed the other Mercedes of Kiku to get past. So
Yeah, the two front runners then, you know, what is it, 12 seconds ahead of
Yeah.
the rest of the pack, so they're pulling away quite significantly. It might become a two-car battle for the win here. It's going to have massive implications on the championship because, Silver Arrow is in 2nd place in the championship with Zomacker in 3rd. And Multi-21 disconnecting means that they've got an excellent opportunity to maybe pass him in the championship.
also, these two drivers know whichever driver beats the other one here, they know that they've got the chance to effectively be #1 driver going into the next race. So so whoever wins out of Zomac and Silver Arrow is going to be in 2nd place in the championship at the end. So it's yes, it's going to be very close, I think.
Yeah, definitely as Silver locks up there, but manages to keep it on the track, taking the curves very aggressively again. See there, big cut, but kept 2 wheels on the track, so that's perfectly legal. Beyond still 12 seconds behind, so he's not really losing time at the moment. Taking that corner nice there. Ooh, as we cut to Hamish, taking a much more aggressive line here, going a bit wide.
bit
Don't
too
wanna do
wide,
that.
ooh.
Chasing down Beyond, but Kiku right behind him there. You can see on his directional arrows.
Yeah, we got Kiku currently behind, like Arthur said. Wonder if he's
getting on the curb there. Maybe
gonna have
a bit
fresher
of a
tyres than Hamish.
rear end moment.
It just goes to show that two different drivers looking at that in the last sector, attacking the curbs. You know, you're allowed to do it. You can do it, but if you push a little bit too much, as you see with Hamish there, it can that was very, very dangerous to spitting him out there into the wall. Also again there.
As we lose connection to Sorbetto, and SHX running very wide again. He's not having a very good race at all.
Cutting the corner
unlucky
there.
Unlucky for Sorbetto. Disconnecting.
Another loss of points to Lotus there.
Yeah.
We didn't have a brilliant race in India with Hamish finishing 8th, I think, so see if he can get further up. Currently in 5th, he's looking quite strong.
But Kiku may be going around his outside here. You see on the left there, he's got a very nice graphic showing his graphics and input, and gets around the outside, having a big oversteer moment, which is allowing Hamish to draw up alongside him again, using all the rest of his curves, but he's still going to be behind, and Hamish gets the DRS, so Hamish might well just pull away on this straight.
Yeah, just the little bit of oversteer there just cost Kiku that place.
See the replay now.
That's awesome braking by Kiku there.
Also amazing how we got the car turned in. You could just see the car literally turn sideways into the corner, which is almost what you want to do. It's just unfortunately he got a very poor exit, and he could have also got DRS if he sort of held it all together. As cut to Silver Arrow now, still very close behind Beyond.
0.3 off on his previous lap there, 43.021. That's also his best of the race, so he's not really losing pace on these tyres. Going very wide in the first corner though, maybe dropping some time to Zomaker, with Beyond now 13.6 seconds behind, so he's lost about a second in the last few laps, which is a fair bit, bearing in mind that Beyond's in 4th in the championship, so he's going to be wanting maybe to elevate his position in the next few races.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think talking about him being in 4th, as it stands, I don't think it is actually mathematically possible that Beyond will get ahead of Zomac. However, we won't want drivers like Kiku, having a run on him, so it's fairly close to those two drivers. So he's going to want to make sure that he gets the most out of this race, because the last thing he wants is Kiku closing him down and then possibly finishing 5th in the championship.
Yeah, definitely. 2.4 now to Zomaker, so the gap's fairly consistent. Having a bit of a squirm on the curb there. Ooh, he's taking a very aggressive line. His tyre wear's starting to play a factor, but he's now 14.6, so he's lost a second in that lap alone, the first 2 sectors Beyond has, so tyre wear clearly not really an issue for Silver Arrow at this stage, maybe for Beyond.
It could be the case that Beyond is currently on the option tyres. I'm not sure. I forgot from the last cut, but if he is on the option tyres, then his tyres will be absolutely dead, and he'll be pitting in this lap, surely.
Yeah.
So
if not this lap,
pitting,
then the next lap.
Silver Arrow
but
is due
we'll
to pit.
see on the map there. Yep. Silver Arrow due to pit this lap. Going through the first sector now. Running a lot of curve on the inside. It's going to unstart his car through the next corner.
And yes,
Beyond has indeed pit. See what tyres he goes for.
is it going to be a good stop? It's
Primes.
Another set of Prime 3.1, good stop by the Torosso, fairly standard. Come to SHX, it's always interesting. I find drivers with a cockpit cam. I know one of the split one drivers only, she uses cockpit cam, and personally I lose like 2, 3, 4 seconds a lap using cockpit cam, but if you can use it, I think I don't know, it just adds another element into the game, so it's really good that SHX records and uses cockpit cam. I think it makes it interesting for the viewers just to see, what it's like for a few laps of cockpit cam, because, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, definitely, Artos doing the fastest lap of the race so far then, with a 1:42. So, he's lost a lot of positions with that, his computer lag a few laps ago, but he's trying his hardest to make up positions, and Yeah, just want to be on now, 7th place. Yeah, after pit stop obviously, so this isn't track position.
Yeah.
Cars ahead of him obviously still have to pit.
Got quite a comfortable gap as well,
Yeah.
so...
Oh, very bouncy on the curb there.
Yeah.
Very aggressive, trying to have as good an outlap as he can to try and make up ground on Silver Arrow. Oversteering very slightly on the exit. Shall we see what gear he takes this? He goes up into 6th, which... he may well have quite short ratios, which will hurt him on the straights. Gaining a lot of time on Scotch Tape though. Look at him. He's reeling him in, and it makes you wonder if Scotch Tape has made a mistake and just lets him pass without a fight. So Scotch Tape there. Maybe his tyres have completely gone, but that was no fight at all from him there. And now next is Johnny.
So, Hamish in the pit is going to be very close actually. How's it going to hang out with Hamish and Beyond? Oh no, Hamish isn't in the pit. I thought he was in the pit. It's just Hamish has actually lost a position to, I'm not sure, I think it was Johnny.
Yeah,
Going
Beyond
purple.
going purple there. 6.9 to Hamish. So you see Artos behind, but then he's pit stopped down. So because he had to pit because he lost his front wing a few laps ago. So he's effectively a pit stop down on the rest of the field, which is unfortunate. But Beyond in a lovely bit of space here.
Yeah.
To drive very hard and try and make up some time.
I mean, yeah, it is unfortunate for drivers, losing their front wing because of sort of technical issues rather than fault of their own. It's not good to see, and Artos being a new driver coming into the league, so he'll also be wanting to get his first points in this Abu Dhabi race.
Yeah, Kiku there in 3rd position. Another driver using a slightly modded version of the cockpit camera. Actually, the helmet position is slightly elevated. Gives you a better view of the track. Obviously, not using racing lines, so you've really got to know the track to use the cockpit cams without the racing line on. As he does a 145, and he loses connection.
Oh wow! Well, that's also going to play a massive part in the constructors. So we've lost one leader in the constructors. Now we've lost another. In 2nd place, that's not good. And Hamish is looking at the race director, see if he brings up Beyond's times for tactical reasons. I'm not sure what the fastest lap was there.
Yeah, just checking, see if he's on track. Silver Arrow going purple in the 1st sector. Fastest lap so far is a 1:43.0. 13.9 seconds to Beyond. So Beyond has made a tiny bit of time up in the pit stops, maybe half a second. But really, realistically, halfway through this race now, he's going to have to drive the wheels off that car to make up the time as SHX pits.
And of course, if he drives the wheels off the car's not going to be going anywhere. So that's his strategy out the window.
Yeah, definitely. But these Formula 1 cars are fastest when they're on the limit and not over. If you go over the limit, you're just gonna crash. So very wide from Silver.
Yeah, we both picked up on the same thing.
I know from personal experience there that if you go wide, it's ever so easy just to spin there because the curb is so off camber.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so it'll be interesting to see the gap between Beyond and Hamish at this point. What is it? It looks like quite a bit, and it is. It's 12 seconds, so he's got 12-second buffer ahead and behind. At this point, Beyond, what were you thinking? Were you thinking trying to go for 2nd, or just trying to make sure that you keep hold of 3rd?
No, I was fully trying to get for 2nd. I couldn't get any undercut. I was trying to get a good lap on my outlap. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hamish going a little bit wide there again. But yeah, I was trying to get 2nd, but also keep a good cushion between me and Hamish in 3rd.
Yeah.
In 4th, rather.
Going to Rich now.
Going to Rich Mitch now, so maybe going for a fastest lap. 13.2, so he's lost 3/10 in that final sector to Beyond. Johnny's 4 seconds behind, so
And another way you can tell if a driver's going to go for a fastest lap if they've just won to Rich is because you see that his time was 1:59, what means he did pit on lap 14, which is much later than most drivers. Most drivers are coming in on lap 12, so it'll be interesting to see what his strategy is towards the end of the race. Is he going to go for, option, prime option, or option then 3 prime? So that'll be interesting to find out towards the end of this race.
Yeah, standard strategy. It's options and then primes to the end of the race. So tyre wear, big factor around this track. As SHX caught up to the back of M3 Run there. M3 Run going very wide, so he might have a run down the inside, but no. But he's going to have the DRS.
Yes.
So he's using maybe half his curves. I didn't see there, but he's definitely going to have DRS.
Yeah, he's just his
Probably
green
reel
light
in.
flashing out, and there we go. He's going to take it on the outside.
right
No,
over
he
the back.
isn't actually.
Ooh. M3 Run having
Amazingly.
very nice straight line speed there.
And
Maybe
then
outbraking himself.
tapped.
Yeah, he goes very wide.
Was he tapped? I'm not sure if we're going to get a replay or not, but he might have been tapped. And we're extremely slow from Mahan and SHX going up the inside. Easy move.
Yeah. Easy move that time. It makes you wonder why he didn't do it straight before. Maybe he was just hoping to get DRS in the next straight and gain more time.
I think that was more tactical play there.
Yeah.
I could see that he didn't use as much gears as he wanted to on that thing on the first straight. About the second DRS. Many drivers take that first DRS and then lose it on the second. Let's just see Hamish going fastest.
Yeah,
The race so far.
141 exactly there. So very by design or accident there, just
Perfecting.
a 1 minute 41. A perfect 1 minute 41.
Which of
Hamish
course,
11 seconds behind, so caught up to beyond a tiny bit.
and of course, a 141 flat. That was his target. He wasn't going to. He didn't want a 141.1. He wanted that 141 flat.
Yeah.
As you see beyond, let's have a look at the gap at the end of this second sector.
Has he caught up to Silver Arrow at all, do you think? Oh, he
Oh,
has.
wow.
6
6.
seconds now.
And you can actually see on the minimap, Silver Arrow's lost a load of time, what means he's span. I doubt he's came into the pit. I mean, Silver Arrow has somewhere. He's lost a lot of time, and I'm not sure where.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a replay of him making a mistake, but it might very well be that Beyond just has the pace over him at the moment. Beyond very aggressive through his final sector, almost pretty much cutting that corner back there, going fully using all the track here.
This is a brilliant last sector.
Yeah.
He has
He
the
might not
incentive.
get fastest lap. No, he won't get fastest lap. He won't even get his personal best lap. It's 0.599 down on his previous. With Hamish coming through to finish his lap. Will he improve on his 1 minute 41? We'll see. I don't think he's going to do it.
No.
No.
It's about the same as Beyond's PB so far, roughly. So Hamish has caught up by about half a second that lap, so that's good news for Hamish, not so much for Beyond. However, he's now got the incentive of Silver Arrow as on board with SHX possibly getting past Madify. Let's see if he gets this move done, possibly on the inside of the penultimate corner, and yes he has, he's getting a lot of curb. And braking, is he going to come to it? No, I thought he was going to come into the pits then.
Yeah, it's frowned upon by the FIA. They're using the pit entry as more track. As Silver Arrow and Beyond here shaping up to have a very lonely race indeed, unless of course Beyond catches Silver. Very consistent there from Silver. 72 thousandths down up on his previous lap. So good consistency. As Beyond is now only 6.7 seconds behind him, so it's shaping up to be a decent battle.
Yeah, it seems like Zomac is pulling away now, especially 13 seconds in front of Silver Arrow.
Yeah, I mean, so currently, what does this? Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, I think it means it's 8 and 7 and 8 points behind Multi, the championship as it stands, which isn't necessarily if we've seen 3 drivers disconnect so far, so it doesn't seem to be a very good day. Unfortunately, I think the Steam platform, I know they're doing maintenance around this sort of time. I think it was on the Saturday, and unfortunately, I think it's played a small part in disconnections in the race, which is very unfortunate because 2 of the main drivers were or disconnected from this race.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, you can't control it, and also the Codemasters online system is
Interesting.
definitely has a part to play in these disconnections. I'm sure it's not only Steam. Hamish very consistent on his previous time there.
31,000.
Still 141 exactly best. As SHX going very wide and spins.
Losing his front wing for the
Really unlucky
second
there. That's
time.
exactly what we were talking about with the curbs.
Yeah.
You hit them at the wrong angle, it just spins you straight into the wall. So he opts for primes there.
However, if you're gonna spin out, and you're
Do
gonna
it right
spin out
before
on
the
a
pits,
lap,
yeah.
do it right before the pit and on lap 18, and these prime tyres will just about last 10 laps.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight though. His tyres are gonna be shot towards the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh. Yep, Hamish 9 seconds, so he's gained, what's that, 4 seconds since the pit stops. So Beyond maybe struggling there, or maybe just trying to conserve his tyres, knowing that Hamish will burn his off towards the end of his stint.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we see the destroyed sign as SHX went through that a minute ago.
We're talking about strategies earlier on, and I mean, these drivers, they would have done hours and hundreds of laps around these tracks, and they would have perfected the strategy, so they know what lap, before they come into the race, what lap they're going to be pitting on. So it's just interesting to see what different drivers choose really going into the race, as we see Silver Arrow now, again, extremely consistent. So, which is consistency is key around tracks like this, but it's so easy to lose valuable time.
Yeah, definitely. But of course, back on what you said there about the pit stops and what lap. Of course, there's going to be race incidents that mean you're going to have to adjust your strategy on the fly. But it's it's a sign of a good racing driver who can just keep a cool head and recalculate during the race what he has to do to minimize the damage that's been caused maybe by spin or something else.
I mean, I'm sure some drivers also, they're also take into account race incidents and what they think their pit strategy will be able to do, even if they lose 10 seconds on a lap. So they may take that into account as well. I'm bored with Hamish now, just 0.6 behind.
Yeah, 0.3 down on his previous lap there, so losing a bit of consistency here. He's plus 2 laps of fuel, so he's going to have a lot to go on towards the end of the race in regards to pushing, maybe trying to catch Beyond towards the end if Beyond's tyres go. But you see him just on the minimap there, Beyond, just out of his sight. You see him there going around the final corner.
Going to the pits
He's definitely
as well.
visibly closer now. Yeah, Beyond going into the pits. Will Hamish pit? No, he doesn't. He takes a very wide line, but Beyond in the pits now. See what tyre he goes for.
I was going to say, surely it's a primes.
Surely it's a prime.
I think
Can't go 8 laps on the options around this track. Just not going to happen.
6 laps is sort of when you're getting to the maximum. You could potentially do 7 as the track gets the evolution. It looks like SHX is going to have another crack on Mahan.
Yeah,
And does he get the move done this time? Going on the outside, the inside now? Yes, he's going to have the move done. So, good move from SHX.
Yeah, good driving from him to keep it on the track there, making up the lost time that, of course, he lost from the curb spin on the final corner. As the Hamish up into 3rd now, but of course Beyond pitted on the last lap. He's choosing primes for his next stop, so he's not going to risk an option set. Braking now, slightly missing his apex. Yeah, he hits that one, and it's shaping up to be quite a lonely race for the top for the front runners, as they're all very slightly paced. So none of them can have a really close battle. But we see now Beyond trying to battle with Johnny here on this straight, second DRS zone. Johnny goes to the outside.
Should
And
easily
Beyond,
pass him on the fresh tyres.
Fresh tyres, leaving a bit of room there, but of course getting the move done as Arrow's tyres are quite worn, and he comes into the pits on lap 20.
Seems as though as well there's got some damage on his front wing.
Yes, he
so
does. That's a 5-second stop.
Yeah,
Pushed the ball there, so he's going to lose time again there.
Yeah, that must be where he lost the time to Beyond a few laps ago, maybe there, with a curb or or something. Yeah, 5.6 seconds. So he's lost 2.5 seconds on the normal pit stop.
He's also lost time. He's also lost
right.
track position to Hamish there. Hamish is going in front of him.
Yeah, definitely.
Hamish hasn't pitted yet, which possibly means that he's going to go on the options, but we'll have to find out. He could just be hoping that his primes, you know, are going to give him, so if he knows he's going to easily get to the end of the primes, and he's going to have relatively fast laps, or he could just try the option tiles and just go for it.
Yeah, definitely. So Hamish 4.7 seconds in front of Silver Arrow. Let's see if Silver Arrow can get a really good outlap now and close that down. Hamish obviously on very old tyres. There's SHX going around now on what look like new tyres. Yeah.
And soon, if not
very
now,
aggressive. Oh, he nearly loses it again. Not learning his
third
lesson
time this race.
From a few laps ago.
I mean, we do know
He does
SHX.
a personal best, but
We
yeah,
do
28
know.
seconds to DUC, so
Yeah,
yeah, it's not looking good for SHX at the moment.
there's a couple of things I want to say now, really. We do know that SHX, he doesn't really practice for these races, so he's just an extremely quick driver, considering this is possibly the first time for qualifying is his practice session going into these races. So to be able to set a 42.5 is not bad at all. Also, the second thing is you can see the lights are now coming on in Abu Dhabi, so which is very nice indeed.
Yeah, of course, this race is starts in twilight. Oh, as he goes off the track there, the straight does narrow at the end, so getting a bit caught out there. I know I've done it several times, but yeah, this race obviously starts in the evening and then continues into the night. You won't see it fully with a 50% race, but you'll definitely see the lights come on and the light goes beyond us. A 140.794 fastest lap of the race as SHX outbreaks himself into the chicane at the end of the second straight. So
And is the hotel lights on? I'm not sure.
hotel
I think
lights
it
on.
might
We'll
be.
see as he goes past. The sun is right in your eyes as you're going through this sector. So
Very difficult in Copper Can. No, the
Yeah.
hotel lights are on.
they are
Yellow.
on. Yeah,
Then-
very nice hotel lights there. They change colour every
Actually,
few minutes. But,
I did a bit of research ages ago, and do you know how much it costs for a night on a Grand Prix weekend for that hotel? It costs about 10 grand for a night. So if you've got 10 grand in the bank and you fancy a small, a relatively inexpensive holiday, go to Abu Dhabi on the Grand Prix weekend. Unless you don't like
Yeah.
Formula 1 cars, then then you can just hire you just hire that yacht on your right hand side, and you just go off.
Yeah.
And actually,
it's Hamish, got Silver Arrow right behind him now. He's lost a lot of time. His tyres are very worn. He's probably going to pit this lap. He's telling him
probably.
to.
And I think also that the computer wouldn't have done that. Oh dear, cutting that corner. He's done that a couple of times this race. He was going to have to be careful, but that doesn't seem like. It seems that's more of a sort of a custom pit strategy that it's told him to come in. Again, looking at the race director. Also, you can actually see Beyond was right behind Hamish, so it means he's going to come out about 14 seconds behind, so literally more than doubling the gap.
Yeah,
As
Beyond doing another fastest lap, 140.3 this time. So Hamish got his work cut out if he wants to catch him even, and third place. But Silver Arrow now 1.7 to Beyond. Beyond's right behind him,
So this is
Stomach
going to
are
be
pulling
very
away,
exciting.
But, yeah, shaping up to be a good battle. Beyond falling back a bit after the hairpin. I don't know what happened there. But
I mean, earlier on the race, you could hear Beyond was saying how you just got to concentrate on trying to go as fast as you can and catch up. And for Beyond, that seems to work as he goes to -1 lap. But the win is pretty much so. Zomac has got this in the bag. He can pit onto options and still go ahead. He might even do that, but I doubt it. But he may do that. But yeah, so he can pit and win now. So yeah, he's got a very comfortable gap.
yeah, as you see, Beyond chasing down Silver Arrow really wants this. 14.6 seconds to Hamish. So you were right, they're coming out 14 seconds behind him. Bit of oversteer, cutting the corner. Really going for it. Hamish now. Ooh, Zomaker does 139.60, almost a second faster than anyone else has done this race.
That's very quick.
Yeah, really quick from him. Hamish is on the options, so he is indeed trying to go really quick towards the end of this race and try and catch Beyond.
Yeah, Beyond, do you think it's possible to catch up 14 seconds in 4 laps?
You're gonna have to be extremely fast paced, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said it would have to be. You'd have to involve a lot of errors from the driver in front.
Yeah, so
I think Zomaker's got us in the bag, and but you know, we've been saying this all day. It's catching it. The last second's catching out a lot of top drivers, and Zomaker's already gone wide, so it still could go either way. You know,
ooh.
loses his front wing. Never know.
Yeah, Hamish
Yeah,
at the
exactly.
moment on the outside of the curb there. Just highlights. You know, you don't want to be on these curbs around Abu Dhabi because they are just so brutal. Spinning you out. Hamish managed to keep it on the track there, as you just see Silver Arrow in the distance from Beyond. So Silver Arrow probably just pulling away from him, as he's 1.5 seconds down in his previous lap, so he's probably made a mistake somewhere there.
Actually, I don't know about you two, but have you noticed that the older tracks, the curbs, you can take the curbs, but on these newer tracks, like India, not so much Austin, but Abu Dhabi, Singapore, the curbs are so much higher, and you cannot take the curbs, or you'll just go out completely. So it'll be interesting for next year to see what challenges that creates with Russia and I forgot the other track,
It's,
which I shouldn't have. Austria, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Austria's not a new track, but Russia is. So it'll be interesting to see what the curbs like that are. So it certainly seems they've tried to slow down some of the modern tracks.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, these tracks designed by Herman Tilke, so he's included a sort of a stepped curb. You can see there on the right there, where there's just a tiny little sharp edge to the curb, which means that if you hit that wrong, it is just going to spin your car out.
Yeah.
But, of course, the Russian track around the Winter Olympic Park of Sochi, so
Yeah.
Formula 1 there in the mountains might be a really exciting race. Obviously, Austria is, as you said, not a new track, but they've raced there in the past, so it's nothing new to Formula 1.
I think they have got new elements, but I'm not sure what they are. I haven't done my research. But these modern tracks, they do provide some amazing spectacles, especially Singapore and Abu Dhabi are two of my favourite tracks. And another race that's going to be added to the night race calendar is Bahrain. So that's also going to be an extremely I can't wait for
Exciting.
Bahrain in the night. That almost means all drivers worried about cooling just don't worry about it anymore.
Yeah. Bahrain, though, I don't think it's going to be a full night race. It's going to be a bit like Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
It's going to start in the evening and progress to night, whereas Singapore, night finishes. So, yeah.
That must be really
the
tough
sun
for
going
the
down.
drivers.
SHX admiring the view there. Look at that.
That's beautiful. We're so pleased at SHX. He is our eyes on the ground for the sun. The hotel, it's amazing.
Hotel Pink in the background there. The Yas Marina Circuit Bridge here. AOR
See what
Hamish.
gap is. Oh dear, actually it's only at 140.6. So you can see it's actually almost a second 6 tenths off his time.
He's going to need to really push, and I think Beyond. Yeah, he's not got enough speed to catch Beyond by half, and Beyond not quite losing sight of Silver Arrow, but Silver Arrow definitely pulling away.
Yeah.
But Beyond pretty much secured third place now with only 3 laps to go, well 2.5 really.
I've noticed in
And,
this race. Oh,
yeah.
sorry, I'll toss.
That's fine.
I've noticed in this race that Silver Arrow has a lot more troubles with sort of getting up to speed, but when he's up to speed, he's easily as fast as Zomaker. So
Yeah, some drivers just as we switch to Hamish, but it's very hard to get rid of get used to the grip levels after a pit stop.
yeah,
You've got so much fresh rubber, you just you're not used to it, and you're going to be almost slower. And as Hamish locks up, but goes purple as well, so not going to lose him too much time.
Switching
yeah,
to Silver Arrow.
Silver Arrow just avoiding the curbs here, apart from on the inside there, but not taking it nearly as aggressively as some drivers we've seen, which he's just playing it conservative. Knows and apart from exceptional circumstances, he can't take the win as he nearly spins, but manages to keep it on the track.
Very lucky there.
SHX admiring the view again there. Really enjoying the
Brilliant.
scenery of this track.
Hopefully he doesn't enjoy it so much
20
he locks up and goes straight on into that wall like he did earlier on.
Yeah, yeah, go on.
Beyond, at this point, what did you think about, catching up with Silver Arrow? Because, you were so close to, you were within about 2 seconds of him, so you must have thought, you had quite a good chance. So what was it like at this point during the race for you?
I started off with an aggressive fuel load, and I'm actually managing a lot of fuel saving at the moment. I tried to catch him a little bit. If I'm being realistic, I probably needed Hamish to stay out another lap to hold him up, just so I can get into the DRS. Because
Yeah.
as you can see, Silver changing his driving style in Sector 3 to save his tyres. He's not hitting them aggressive anymore. He's being calm, he's being cool, and he's just driving to the end. He knows he's not going to get first. He just wants to hold on second. Whereas me, I kind of realised that.
Ooh. That's going to
Very-
make it close between Hamish and Beyond as he goes purple. Yeah, carry on, Beyond.
6 thousandths up, so very consistent again. But Beyond having a big moment on the curbs there, just you can't rule anything out. Hamish really pushing now. You can see becoming very, very late, taking the curbs really aggressively here,
Oh,
and
almost
actually
too
cutting that corner a
aggressively.
bit too much there. That's
Codemasters don't give warnings that
yeah, but
the corner cuts really do very on some tracks.
Well,
it's
no, but
very severe,
you
and
don't wanna
others
do
it's-
you can see Beyond now. Beyond's lost a lot of time at that moment.
They're very struggling with the tyres there. A little bit too much trying to catch Silver, and the third sector, it really takes out the tyres. When you hit those curbs, and that's just
Yeah.
taking its toll. I think, as you can see, there's Silver as well, starting to lose it a little bit.
Who's that ahead of him? I don't think it's.
That may well be a back marker.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a back marker.
Yeah, it's, Artos up in 7th again. So
Not
SHX
bad for
also up to
him.
8, so he's gained a piece. DUC there being overtaken. He's behind him, but
Guessing
with,
Mr. K had to
with-
come to the pits or something.
yeah, maybe, or maybe he was just closed down. But Artos, good recovery drive, also from SHX after spinning multiple times, especially on that curve there. Still running very wide over it, so he's still, not really learning his lesson. But you see Hamish there, you can visibly see Beyond is much closer now.
1.9.
1.9 seconds, so he's closed
sector.
down 2 seconds, really aggressive, almost losing it there.
Ooh,
He's very
that's
wide on the
extreme
curb,
wide.
cutting the corner, getting a warning.
And-
from it.
oh,
And he
there we
spins.
go.
And he
It's bound
spins.
to happen,
That's
wasn't it, in the end?
yeah.
Not going to
Unfortunately
lose
for
a place,
Hamish,
but
it's
yeah, not
just
going to lose a place.
it's how bad the
but,
curbs in Abu Dhabi are. As we see Zomaker winning the race, so that's a brilliant result for him. Silver Arrow coming in a second, about 20 seconds behind. Another 7 seconds behind. We've got Beyond. As we should cut to Hamish, and yeah, there we go. I think it's about 10 seconds or something from Beyond to Hamish. As he now finishes the race. That's a PB for him, 4th. Yeah, Beyond.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that spin there costing Hamish any chance of a podium position, but still very good 4th place result from him. Beyond also 3rd after being off in the opening laps there, but excellent recovery drives from a lot of the drivers today, and unlucky for the ones who disconnected. It's going to have massive. Oh, and he nearly loses it over the thing, and yes,
There
but,
we go. A bit of comedy from SHX. Anyway, as we move on to the sort of all the technical stuff, the drivers and the race result. First, we've got Zomaker 20.6 seconds ahead of Silver Arrow.
That's a huge gap, isn't it?
Yeah,
just shows
that's,
how dominant Zomaker is around this track. All week, really.
Yeah.
No driver could really get near him.
Yeah.
Yeah. also getting the fastest lap there, 1:39.643. Hamish not too far off that actually with one of his laps, but yeah, Silver Arrow in second for Mercedes. So Ferrari and Mercedes taking the top 2 spots, closing down the Toro Rosso and the constructors, but Beyond in third, keeping them afloat there, 27.8. So good 7 seconds.
Yeah, Ben.
Silver Arrow.
That's top 3 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, so that's not bad. Then outside we've got Hamish, Scotch, Johnny, Artos, SHX, DUC, Madify, Mahan, Kiku, and Subeto and Multi. They weren't classified, and you can actually see there's been a bit of a mistake on the standings. It says SHX and Sauber Ferrari. Of course he isn't Sauber Ferrari, he is Ferrari.
Yeah, Scuderia Ferrari, isn't it?
And let's have a look at the championship standings now. We've got Multi in the top spot, Silver Arrow in second, Zomaker in third. They're the three drivers which are mathematically in with a chance of becoming Split 2 champion. And we can see Artos down 16th, getting his first points. It's in red. Normally it would mean they're going to get relegated. We don't have relegations on the PC, but it just shows bottom 3 drivers as Void R. Actually, I've never raced him, but Beyond, does he still race, or what's happened with him?
He's just been away, so
Okay.
he should be returning.
Okay, so that's good to hear. So Beyond, 130 points to him. As talking about Beyond, he's going to take us through the constructors' standings.
So we've got Toro Rosso still leading the Constructors' Championship with 325 points Beyond, putting in that third place to keep on top. Mercedes close behind there with 309 points. It's going to be very interesting top 2. The last 2 races, anything can happen, but for the rest of the field, I'm afraid it's just battling for pride with Ferrari with 279, Red Bull 133, Sauber 119, Williams 67, Lotus with 57 there, and Vodafone McLaren with 18 points there. Pretty much dead and buried there, need position last, not going to go anywhere. But that's the constructors' table.
Thank you, Beyond. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this a quite interesting Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and we'll see you next time through America. Goodbye.
Bye.